Hi there, guys. You're watching Ivan from Ivan Adventure in the new segment called the Froomula Show. So, if you did not know, it's the first episode right now. I'm showing the first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the trailer. So, it's the first episode of the Froomula Show, and today we're going to discuss quite a few things today. So, I'm going to bring you the 2018 Formula One team lineups and as well about the Formula One 2018 car and why is there a need for them to get the halo. Whether they like it or not, whether I like it or not, maybe that will be an issue. So let's begin. Alright, here goes the 2018 Formula One teams and drivers lineup. Let's start off. So I'm having my laptop with me. So at some other point, I will be looking away from the camera. I'll be looking at the laptop and reporting it from here. So let's begin. We have a total of 10 teams this year, which makes that 20 drivers. So let's go through. Mercedes, we have Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. No doubt about that. In Ferrari, we have Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. Red Bull, we have Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. Force India, we have Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon. Williams, we have Lance Stroll, and partnering with him, his teammate is going to be a new driver. Probably, I think, for this year. I don't know if he came out in last year's race, or maybe it's in the practice appearance. To actually test the car, to actually test the driver's ability. He's none other than because his name is very. So let me try to pronounce it. It's called Sergei Sirotkin. All right, Sergei Sirotkin. All right, so that's Lance Stroll and Sergei Sirotkin in the Williams, and in the Renault Formula One team we have Nico Hülkenberg and Carlos Sainz. In Toro Rosso, we have Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley, a new driver as well, Brendan Hartley. And in the Haas Formula One team, we have Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen. McLaren team, we have none other than Fernando Alonso and Stoffel Van Dorn. And in the Sauber F1 team, we have Marcus Ericsson and Charles Leclerc. So I have not pronounced his surname, so sorry about that, but I call him Charles for that. So this is the 2018 Formula One, and let me go through the calendar real quick. By the country, I won't tell you the states, I'll just tell the country itself. So we start off from Australia, and then we slowly go to Bahrain, to China, Azerbaijan, Spain. As we move on, it will be the European season from Monaco and all the way until Italy, and then back to Asia again, to Singapore, and then to Russia, Japan, and US, and Mexico, Brazil, and of course the last race will be at Abu Dhabi, the Yas Marina, UAE circuit. So that should be it. And they just had their season testing. So let's go through what have they done at their sorry, it's not season testing. Is a pre-season test. So they have finished their pre-season test, and what I'm looking at here, it's the 2018 season testing, which means that the teams are allowed to test the cars, test and error on the cars, and maybe a bit of upgrade as well in between the season. So when are they going to test the cars? They're going to test the cars from in May. So do watch out for that, May, and in end of July to August. In Hungary, and before that it's in Spain. So there is two mid-season. So there is two mid-season tests for the teams to actually maybe do a bit of changes and stuff, and of course upgrade the team, the engineering team and everything, the aerodynamic of the cars. Now that they have the halo this year, how is it going to be fast? On the track, is it going to be fast on the track, or the tires as well? They have new Tyre Compound this year as well. So I would be going through that, and let's get the 2018 F1 car started. All right, so starting off with the Tyres Compound. All right, so the Tyres Compound for 2018. This is it's really like a rainbow, I would say, because there's many different colors. What I'm looking at here, I'm looking at orange color, blue color, white color, yellow, red, purple, and pink. It's sort of like light pink if you look at probably the tire image itself. So so what is the new compound to this year's 2018 season as well? I would say that the new compound that is introduced, it's the Hyper Soft, which is pink. So last year they launched the Ultra Soft in 2017, which went pretty well, but probably not too soft enough for the teams to adapt to the track temperature. So they need that, the Hyper Soft to actually get them going. Traction on every racetrack. Different racetrack, different temperatures track, different strategies. So, as they get into the summer, towards the European season, so summer, the track's very hot. So I think that's when the Hypersoft actually comes in. This is what I'm guessing, so I'm just thinking about it. Alright, so I'm just guessing. So, and then I think super hard and hard is when actually the rain, comes in, so that's when the rain tires comes in. And I think there is also an intermediate tires, but I don't think that's here. I think it's hard, super hard itself. I'm sorry if I'm missing out the rain tires. Please excuse me, please forgive me if I'm missing out the rain tires. So I think the rain tires, that's a separate one. I think these are all what I'm saying is that these are all the slick tires, 2018, so these are all the slick tires. So the Hypersoft, it's pretty well after it's being tested. Let's see what the drivers. Let's see what Lewis Hamilton has to say. Okay, probably not. I can't find any. Probably I can. I'm so sorry about that. Again, I'm so sorry that I couldn't find any reviews. Team and driver reviews of the Hypersoft tires. So let's look at other thing else. All right. Let's look at the hot topic. All right, the hot topic that's coming out. All right, so the hot topic. So probably I'm not going to talk about all the teams. I'm just talking about the top 4 teams itself. Mercedes, the Ferrari, the Red Bull, and of course the McLaren that just made sort of a comeback to the season. Now, the thing is that I think the most hot topic right now that everyone wants to know, it's the McLaren Formula One team. Last year they were running on the Honda engine. So what Bullier do is that the team boss Bullier himself is that he assumed, he and his engineering team assumed that it's all Honda's fault. Let's change the engine. Let's get Renault come into the McLaren team. So that is where it's the sort of that that political part comes in. So Honda went out, and then after that Toro also bought Honda. So that is about it. But reliability issues. Do they have reliability issues, or are they trying to just come back? Yeah. So anyway, during the testing, McLaren probably they were a bit ambitious. Despite a few problems with the Renault engine, with McLaren trying to get used to the Renault engine, they were quite a bit ambitious. I would say that that they had a few turbo issues. I think like Fernando Alonso or something actually fastest time on the Hypersoft tires. On the Hypersoft tires, the team itself on the Hypersoft tires, they did set the second quickest time, and of course the third quickest time during the test for the Hypersoft tires as well. And when the whole test ended, they ended with like 599 laps in total with Topple and Don plus Fernando Alonso laps itself. So they have 599 laps. Did they run well? I wouldn't say they were like almost slightly half of what Mercedes, the top team itself, Mercedes did. Mercedes actually went 1,040 laps during the 8 days of testing. I would say that maybe Mercedes is reliable. They can run far and fast. I think for McLaren, they are still building up. So I think McLaren fans out there, please do not be ambitious about their first race, which is in Australia. They might, I think they might get at least into the top 5. That'd be good. If they can get a podium finish, at least a third placing. That's what I'm guessing. The most they could get is third placing to around 8th placing. They can get top 10. So McLaren can come back and get more points again. I think this year it's all about McLaren getting points, rather than McLaren aiming for getting to top 3. Let's do this because you still have the Red Bull, the Ferrari challenging the Mercedes itself. Will McLaren be a new competitor? But I wouldn't say no, but McLaren would compete for the 4th placing in the Team Constructors Championship. That's what I'm guessing. So that is what they will be fighting for. That is their goal for this year's race, 2018. And they said that the last 3 years they were difficult. They were in a difficult situation for McLaren, which I would agree that. So the last 3 years it was difficult. The whole engineering team is trying to get the car right, trying to get feedbacks from the drivers correctly, try to get the right feedbacks from Fernando Alonso, because Fernando Alonso is the most senior driver. I'm just using him as an example. So I think Fernando Alonso wasn't too happy because he did not get the package of what he wants. But come again, I think that this year it could be the year for them. With McLaren and Renault, anything can go wild. Probably we're seeing mid-season, for them to get a podium from mid-season onwards, or maybe from maybe after the first quarter of the season. So then onwards, after the end of first quarter of the season, McLaren probably could just go all the way out, and then probably just keep trying to go 5th, 4th, and 3rd place, and then finish it in the podium or something. I would be happy if they would get a first placing, but that would be just a lucky first placing for them. Probably they might be lucky enough to get at least 1 or 2 first placing. That would be what my prediction is, and the rest of it will be just 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So the rest of it, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 1 or 2 times they have first. Okay, so no doubt about that. If they could get a 1-2 finish, that would be a wow factor for the home fans to see, and it's like, oh my goodness, why Mercedes and Ferraris are doing well? Oh my goodness. Okay, that would be something. That'd be something extraordinary if McLaren could come back again. Please, get the McLaren come back again. Okay, I'm not speaking out from a fan point of view. I'm just speaking out from my opinion point of view. So I'm not really saying what fan am I. Okay, so no particular likes or dislikes of a team. Alright, next. So on the final day of testings, teams were actually clocking the timings. So and I think what I'm getting here right now, it's that Ferrari's team, Kimi Räikkönen, fastest on the final day of testing in Spain. Pretty good for Ferrari to get a first few placings in their testing. So they were quite fast on their time sheet, and in fact, wow. So I'm just getting this thing from website here. So let's go. So this is the final day of testing. I thought it was 8 day, or was it 4 day of testing itself? I have no idea. Pre-season testing is 8 day, 4 days itself. I'm not getting any information enough. Let me get on the day 4 testing. So this is the day 4 testing results. So Kimi Räikkönen was first, 1 minute 17.2221 seconds on the Hypersoft. Fernando Alonso was running on hypersoft as well on the final day, and he went second placing. I think followed by Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, Romain Grosjean, Valtteri Bottas, Brendan Hartley, Esteban Ocon, Charles, Sergei Sirotkin, Lewis Hamilton, and Lance Stroll. Right, so that is for their final day of testings, and Ferrari went all the way out with 157 laps. Fernando Alonso managed to do 93 laps, even though it's 93 laps, and they come in second. That is very fast for the McLaren. So, so far, looking at pretty good results, positive results for McLaren. Renault fans out there who are looking at them, you would be able to have a positive outlook for this coming 2018 season. All right, so not to worry. I think Renault could actually produce that package itself. So they are producing that package with McLaren. If McLaren is not too I wouldn't say like they're childish, but I would say like a bit picky itself. So yeah, so I think they really need to to take in wholeheartedly the whatever package is, and then they could test it out from there. I think that's what they should do. And then their chassis of the car, I think it looks good. Even with the halo itself, it looks pretty amazing. I mean, the front end, and of course the back end itself, and even the side ports. Everything is just good. I think when they tested, everything went well for McLaren, so not too bad. But I think the problem just lies in the kind of reliability. Of course, when new things comes on board, you need to get things moving. You need to tune it up to actually get things moving. So that is the main problems. The issues that that the team is facing. All right. Okay, in other news, okay, not talking about the top four anymore. To the Sauber, something interesting about the Sauber for this year 2018, they got the Alfa Romeo as a sponsor for them. Probably the Alfa Romeo engine package. That is what I'm guessing, and the engineering, the whole to do for the Sauber as well, the Sauber team. And guess what? Alfa Romeo said it's going to be a long-term. The project is long term for Sauber, so I think Sauber's in a good chance for it when they get the Alfa Romeo back to the Formula One motorsports scene. That whole excitement, like, oh hey, Alfa Romeo is back. What's up? So in fact, Alfa Romeo, they're slowly increasing their number of staff, so to get them moving, and then they could have at least one sort of like a portion or department to focus on the Formula One car development team. So I think in a car industry, I think there is different teams. There is, I mean, sorry if I'm going a bit out of hand or out of topic. So I think this is what I'm saying. Like in a car industry, in a motor car, automotive, company, there is so many teams. There is one that takes care of everyday road cars, sports cars, make sure that it's road legal, what you see on the roads, different type of cars on the roads, different different engines, for the road car, legal road cars. And then there's another team that actually goes like, hey, I'm gonna be in motorsports, but motorsports you have different, different disciplines. So in motorsports, you have the 24-hour discipline, and you have the Formula One team discipline. You have the the World Touring Championship discipline. So they have different type of discipline. So the Le Mans as well. So these are the different disciplines, and then they have different departments again. So Formula One, for me, I would see it as it looks like a car brand industry, kind of how it works. Probably that's what I'm guessing. So every year they change the car, but it is fast. It is a high paying job, high paying job, and then you got to be quick, got to be fast. Every year the season is once a year. There's the winter. I think the winter break sort of doesn't even exist for them. That's what I'm guessing only. So I think the winter break is only like what, November to December, and then maybe like November to before Christmas, and then they got to draw out the car and everything. The designer's got to draw the car, the engineer's got to draw the car, and then to make sure that it's going to be launched about, I do not know, end of February. So because most of the teams, when they launch their car, it's around end of February. So that is what I'm thinking. So anyway, so back to the Sauber Alfa Romeo. The project for the sponsorship into Sauber is a very good thing. So I think that creates the best brand awareness for Alfa Romeo. At least Alfa Romeo is still something in the automotive industry. So let's move on to the next topic. Alright, so back to the tire issues again. So the tire strategies, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull have opted for different tire strategy, and these are also other teams as well, which I'm going to touch upon. So they are bringing in for the Melbourne race, for the Australia race, Lewis Hamilton. We have one set of yellow soft tires, and 3 sets of red super soft, and 9 sets of purple ultra soft. Now what are all these? Okay, these are actually, let's say example like Hamilton, have one other set. Okay, have that number of sets of tires. So all these are one package for one race weekend. That means you have to, I think the team has to strategize of when to use it and when to save it for the next day itself. So you have practice on the Friday, you have 2 practice sessions on the Friday, bringing at 1 hour and a half each practice. So they got to know, like, okay, so practice 1, we're going to use this set of tires. They're going to roll out probably like, they're going to do a qualifying time set. So qualifying time set, and they go fast. We're going to do a race time. Racing time means just cruise the car and go around. Or you're going to do a warm-up lap time, warm up the car. In the practice day itself. And then after that, on Saturday, you have 1 hour of practice session and 1 hour of the it's not really 1 hour of the qualifying session. So that is if you can make it to the top 10. If you can't, then you're not using. You are actually saving a lot of tires. So that could be a standard tire strategy for them. And then they're going to carry on forward to Sunday. So that's when Sunday another new tire strategy comes in. So when we look at this, alright, probably going to show it to you later on. Alright. So, okay, good, great. So you can see that all these are the number set of tires for their race weekend from practice. Remember, that's not what I said. From practice to qualifying and the race sessions. Alright, so these are the tires that they're going to have, the number of tires. And then this is the McLaren team. So the funny thing is that for Lewis Hamilton, he's going on 1 set of yellow soft tires, okay? And then after the rest of it is just, purple ultra soft and red super soft. And then Red Bull, it's Ricciardo going on 2 sets of yellow soft tires, and then Verstappen, it's about the same, but they're just Sorry, Red Bull is just lagging of uh, each driver is just lagging of like one set of the ultra soft tire. So they decided to probably not have 9 sets of ultra soft tire and rather bring in 2 sets of yellow soft tires. Well, it's gonna be a bit probably heavy, but I mean, well, that's their team strategy. Well, then let's see what's gonna happen for Red Bull Racing. And for the Ferraris, is they actually minus 2 ultra soft tires, and they bring that 2 sets of ultra soft tires and bring it over to the soft tires. So that means there is actually 3 soft, 3 reds, and of course 7 Topples for each of the drivers in the Ferrari team. I would say that it's maybe that's how Australia weather is because it's very hot, but maybe it's a bit of a gamble as well. Okay, but for the McLarens, it's quite safe. It's just 2, 2, and 9, so it's not too bad, right? So that is what they're going on. So well, let's see how the race weekend is gonna be in a couple weeks' time. Something. Okay. And then right now, I'm just getting this news coming in inside. This is a really new news. This is a new news. All right. So the Ferrari teams, the technical team, they're going to have planned to actually topple the Mercedes. But how are they gonna do it? So what they do is that in the Ferrari, they move to a longer wheelbase. So longer wheelbase meaning that you can maybe you can go a bit faster. So, but you're low and you have longer wheelbase. For the Mercedes, probably it's about slightly shorter wheelbase. But the Ferrari really, this is what I'm seeing right now. The pictures of the Ferrari is looking very wide. Uh, the body is wide, the wheelbase is wide. Um, would that be a good kind of like aerodynamic engineer and stuff? Yes, but I think that is like, I think this according to the aerodynamic the aerodynamic engineers had to say this is what they said. They actually create more downforce. So there's more space when you're wide. There's more space to create more downforce. Extended wheelbase is of course it's very important. Same like if you want to go for sports cars, on the road you would choose something that's longer wheelbase, of course, lower as well. And then we have and in other technical news, we have the McLaren. Okay. No, sorry, no, it's not. It is Ferrari introduced sort of a McLaren-like front wing. Okay, so I'm getting something right here. So this is very interesting. So when Ferrari actually adopted that kind of McLaren like front wing. So I think they are going a bit faster as well. So I think McLaren and Ferrari should be sort of what people will be looking at this year with the front wing being almost the same. That's what I'm guessing. And then Ferrari developed a slotted wing mirrors, which means that this is very interesting. I'm sorry, I've never seen this before. I think this slotted wing mirrors is like okay, there is the mirror. Okay, so imagine this. This is a mirror, right? This is a car mirror. Okay, and then behind, it's not like there is a hole behind of the mirror. So imagine this. I'm holding a mirror. This is a mirror facing you, and behind. No, I should have put it this way. Okay, imagine this. This is a mirror facing you right now, and behind is something like this. Okay, so this is a hole. This is a mirror. So there is that wind flow, coming in when you. So I think when the drivers drive, when there's a wind coming in, there's actually wind coming in. So I think that is what the airflow is for. And probably the another thing is the bodywork channels as well. Other than that, it's just all the wind tunnel testings what they have, come out from testing, what they have upgraded from the testing. So it's very interesting. I think all these Formula One, bits and pieces, the development of the car, it's very interesting, you know. So it's something like a facelift, for a project kind of thing for them. But still, yeah, they actually kudos to them. Okay, all right. So let's go to the topic of Halo. Okay, so first of all, what is a halo? Now, a halo is a titanium structure, all right, that sits above the car of the cockpit. Okay, we have all seen that. All right, it protects the driver's head. So besides the driver's helmet, it protects the whole driver's head, from like flying debris. We have seen, Felipe Massa a few years back. We have seen Felipe Massa driving, and then suddenly there's one, sort of like spring-loaded stuff that just fly into his helmet. Pop, and he went through it. So the helmet, people think that, Formula One helmet is strong. Yes, it can be strong, but at the same time, when something crashed the helmet, let's say that Felipe Massa incident, if it just goes in, it just goes in. That's it. You're done. Finish. Okay? So, now who came up with this Halo idea, alright? It came out in 2015. So during 2015 to 2017, the whole Formula One team, engineers, the bosses, everything, they come together, they actually discuss about this, and then what they do is that they did mid-season testing, or the start of the season testing. They actually bring it up, they put it on the car, they test around, play with it. It's not really fully like introduced yet, but they do test and fail product. So once they test it, and then they, I think along the way they play the designs a bit, and then it becomes an accepted design by the fans, and by the engineers as well. So I should say that this is a very new design for 2018. It's not like the previous Halo where it's like it's actually huge and big, and then it's just you feel a bit. I think they feel a bit heavy on the car as well. So right now the Halo, it just makes the F1 car looks like cabriolet. I don't know. I mean, that's what I think. But what do you think? Put your opinions in the comment section below. Okay. And it is very strong. They said it's very strong. Okay. I'm not gonna move into details, but it's very strong. Will all Halo looks the same? Yep, correct. That's what I said. The aerodynamic elements, it will not be looking the same at all for every team because of the aerodynamic elements. So as you can see that the let's say if you're watching the Formula One race, which is upcoming in Australia, the Williams and the Toro Rosso, really they are on a different, like at the angle is a bit different. So it's like, Toro Rosso Halo is something. The Toro Rosso Halo is a bit, a bit lower, and then the Williams Halo is a bit higher. So that's what I'm seeing here. Let's moving on to move down. Why can't I scroll down at all? So I think that's all about it for the Halo. Yeah, I think that's all about it for the Halo. So it's the end of the first episode of Froomula Show. I hope you guys like it. I know there's some controversial topics, so please feel free to share about your own opinions, or if you want to share more about what I just said and elaborate more about what I just said, please feel free to do so. Comment down in the comment section below. Don't forget, please comment down. Okay, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, the subscribe button somewhere here, and my playlist for the Froomula Show is down here. Hope you guys enjoy this first episode. Not too boring, I guess. Just giving you guys some what you guys are gonna expect in 2018. A little bit here and there, but you can piece it yourself out. You can piece the storyline yourself out. What I just said. See you next time. See you guys again. Bye bye. Cheers.